Wow, look at you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome, all of us. We sit in gratitude. We'll start with a gong, okay? And I'll do 3 of them, which will allow us to become present and here and now. For it's in the here and now that we feel the presence of God. So we'll start there. Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and honors and loves the divine within you. We come together tonight in this wholeness to feel, sense, and know that power and that presence that is blessing us in each and every moment. I open and sit back and feel that presence. Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, it's so nice to share this evening with you as we come here and with an open heart to feel really the gratitude. I was thinking today, and I was reading some of the stuff, the material that I go through, and there's that saying about if there were 100 people in a village, that there's only a very small percentage that would even have change in their pocket, that would have shelter over their heads, that would have food in the refrigerator. And I sit and think about how blessed we are. First of all, just living in San Diego, it's just such a blessing as you think about the rest of the country and the weather that they have. It's so absolutely beautiful here. I have a friend that's from back east, and she's living here now, and I was actually born and raised here in San Diego, so I just love this. This is just normal for me. This is what I know. And I'll say to her, oh, it is so gorgeous today. Isn't it gorgeous today? And she'll go, oh, how unusual. So, I say in gratitude for how beautiful and wonderful it is, but there's those people that love the seasons and loves the cold and loves the change and all of that. So it really is perspective, isn't it, on where we live? But it is absolutely gorgeous. The sunset tonight was beautiful, and how blessed we are as we take this time. The spiritual journey is about awareness, it's about consciousness. It's literally about where is our focus. There's a wonderful quote that I wanted to share with you on focus. It's actually Abraham that speaks it. She said, "When that which I have chosen to focus upon in this moment evokes love or joy or appreciation, I'm at the moment offering my greatest value to myself, to my current object of my attention, and to all that is, in that order. So it's when that which I have chosen to focus upon in this moment evokes love and joy, appreciation, I'm giving that to an overflowing aspect, to myself, to the one that I'm focused upon, and then out into the planet." And so how great it is that we have, I sometimes wonder or think about the intelligence that happens, that we have a holiday which its entire focus is to be in appreciation and to be in gratitude and to put our awareness on that, to remember. The truth is that all the holidays that we celebrate can give us that opportunity if we choose to. Birthdays are those opportunities where we really get to be in appreciation and focus on not only our birthday, but of those that we love. And so when we start looking at it from that perspective, we start realizing that as I put my attention and a focus, with love and joy and appreciation, the whole world transforms. And that's what the Way of Mastery, this book that we're following along, is literally about that. It has transformed me completely, just being focused in it. It's not necessarily the easiest book to stay focused on. It's actually can be pretty difficult. But the whole concept of taking and assuming 100% responsibility for what you have created, because that's the most empowering place you can be. And then from there, knowing that every single thing you call into your life that you're in appreciation for, because you've called it forth, because your soul is evolving and evoking to a higher consciousness and a higher awareness. And every single thing you've called towards you is for your good. It actually is a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone up to take you to exactly where you want to be. And so we go forth not in being mad at ourselves or fear, but going forth in appreciation and love. And when we know that which is before us has no power, has no value, is nothing but just the activity of a feeling that we're witnessing. When we understand and know that, and we don't give it its power, we can stay in love. We can stay in that awe of transformation, or what's happening here. We can look at what we've already created, and we can decide if it's something that we like, and we can step into love from there. We can step into something brand new once we're conscious and aware of what we've created. Then we get to decide, what do I want to create now? And if we step into joy and love, then our next creation is even more blissful and more wonderful. And that's the power. We talk about God is love, but when we really anchor that in and we realize how powerful choosing to be in appreciation and joy and love is, then we know that's how we transform our world. This chapter is about it's only God, and you are that. And I think of, as I've studied this for so many years and look at this, we keep hearing that God is, I am, and I understand that, but it really, when we strive to understand something, it's amazing how the universe just brings all these resources and all these different angles telling us on how that is the truth. And the book that I've shared with you lately that I've been reading, The Untethered Soul, probably does it the best for me right now in reference to understanding it. And it talks about that the I of me, the real aspect of me, is that part that witnesses. So just from that aspect, we're like standing back and we're witnessing how we react to things. We can actually watch ourselves as we're going, wow, isn't that interesting that I reacted that way? Or isn't it interesting that I'm feeling tense or afraid? And we get to stand back, if you will, and kind of watch our life and our feelings and all the things that are unfolding. Which really demonstrates from that standpoint that all that stuff that's unfolding and all that stuff out there isn't us. It really does have no value except for the value we place upon it. It really is absolutely temporary. It is just happening. Think about how fast these things come and go. And we tend to put our attention and focus on it, and then we make it bigger and we make it more intense and more real, and we think that's who and what we are, so we get the demonstration of that. But if we can really lean back and say, I am that one that's witnessing it. I am that one that nothing can hurt. I am that one, the witnesser that's leaning back. Things don't touch it. Things don't affect it. In fact, it's this intelligence and it's this wisdom and it's this like perfect right action, and it's this perfect creation that is running through all things. And so then when it talks about that I am God, or you are that, there's only one God and you are that, what it's talking about is that aspect of ourselves that all of us are as we lean back as the observer, where nothing's going wrong, where we get to pick and choose and witness, where we get to see activities and manifestations and things that come and go and all of those things. But that permanent me, that is me, is observing all of that. It's kind of a hard concept, but as we focus and study it and understand it more, we get it at a deeper level. The Maharishi said he got this because as a teenager, he experienced a severe illness to where he was on the brink of death. His body was decaying and he was very close to death. But what he realized in there is that there was something watching his body, watching the illness, watching what was happening to him, and that something that was witnessing it, that was watching it, wasn't sick at all, wasn't ill at all, wasn't experiencing any of those things. That I of me, that God of me, that aspect of me, that eternalness of him was watching the illness, watching the process of death, watching what was happening to his body, watching all the reactions and all the things that were outside of him. He realized that the eye of him wasn't touched at all. And so when we can really understand the power of that, and we know that the witness of the I am is the same for all of us, it is that same power, it is that same intelligence, it is that same wisdom, and that the activities and the things that we do out in the world are just that. They're just acting out. They're just emotions and feelings and those kinds of things. They're things of this world that we're witnessing. We don't give them any power. I think about that as a child, that if your child, when your child comes up to you and says, when they're young, they just go, "I hate you." As a parent, you're like, they'll get over it. That's not real. That's not really how they feel. That's just an emotion they're going through. You can see this, the separateness of the emotion and all the things that are happening in that individual, that it has no power. It literally is like a cloud that just came across this child, and they're acting this way, and then they are back to love, and they're back to normal. Well, if we can walk through life kind of looking at all things that way, as that powerful witness, as that powerful one that knows that nothing can harm me, nothing can hurt me, then we can kind of see that the stuff that's happening out here has no power. It's just coming and going. The Way of Mastery puts it well in this one section as we talk about this. It says, a mind so awakened looks out and sees that there really is no problems. Such a mind looks out upon the world and sees no reason to change it. There's no reason to change it because it's temporary, it's just coming, going. It's just like that kid's little reaction to something. For it is now looking at a world that has already been healed, already been transfigured, already through the alchemy of fire been purified and made whole. It is whole. An enlightened mind then, whether it is experiencing sadness, joy, anger, guilt, hurt, ecstasy, lovemaking, or piece of fruit, or cold wind on the skin, temporarily in the body-mind, merely allows all these things without resistance to be exactly what they are. So all of the experiences that we're having through our temporary body-mind, we just allow them to be without resistance, to be exactly what they are, while that mind, that I am, perceives and knows them to be harmless, vast, eternal, radiating the light that God is. A moment of ecstasy or a moment of sadness is one and the same for the enlightened mind. There is only that vast expanse that allows all things. And when nothing is any longer unacceptable to you in the field of what seems to be your own unique, particular experience, you will know that you are home. Things arise, things pass away, but you remain. And so that's a pretty advanced aspect of way of living, but a very powerful one. That if we can get to that point of a deep knowing, but this is temporary, it's just coming and going. It only has the value that I get it, that if, as the untethered soul says, just lean back. Just let the stuff happen, let it go back and forth. Decide, even if you can remember to take for a moment, not to give it energy and not to lean into it, as they say, just to lean back and witness it. As you don't give it power, the power it has dissipates. It only stays when we give it power. And so we just lean back and watch that. And then we start living from that I am aspect where we're not in worry. We're understanding that everything is a stepping stone. Everything is an evolution of what's unfolding perfectly. This is Thanksgiving week, and this is the time to really do it. Whether you are getting the opportunity to be with family, or we all, I'm sure, have memories of Thanksgivings and Christmases with moms and dads and aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters and all of those kinds of things. And so this is the time for us to look at every individual that's in our life. This is there actually was an exercise that Alan Cohen put together that's called The Gift. And it's an exercise where we get the opportunity to look at the individuals in our lives and find the gift that they are for us. I've actually, over the years, changed this up a little bit. But it says, make a list of significant people in your life. And next to each name, note a gift that you received from that person. So, for instance, I have a little brother, and he's just like all heart. He has a lot of other really annoying things. But the core part of him is he really is a heart. And he just wants to be loved, and he is about love and all about that. I have a sister, and when I think of her, if I were to put one word next to her, she is just fun and laughter. All she does is giggle. She just laughs and giggles all the time. And when you think about individuals in your life, you could probably come up with one word or two words that really just kind of sums up who and what they are. So make a list of the significant people in your life, and next to put an entry, a note, or a gift, something good that you get from them. It says if you're willing to find the good, you will. And then we assume that everyone who shows up in your life is here to bless you in some way. So to bring that to the way of mastery, we know that every single experience, nothing is happening to me, it is happening for me, that I have created the perfect experience and circumstances to get to where I want to go. So every single person in our life, I have called forth for me to grow and to take the next step. So they're here to bless me in some way. The other people may not know their role in your awakening, and they may serve you in ways quite unrelated to the reason you thought you interacted with them. Spirit's intentions go far beyond our human planning. So then what we do is we pull out our journal. And in our journal, we write a note of gratitude for each person that's on our list. We literally make a note and write about the gratitude of the people that are in our life. Thank them for the gifts they brought to your life, and especially describe how you have grown and improved your life as a result of your interactions with them. It's a powerful exercise. A lot of people have trouble getting together with their family during the holidays. So this is a good time before you go tomorrow, or before you go at Christmas, or for whatever it is, to literally sit down and be very clear why you invited this individual into your life, what they are there for, what they are bringing to you, the gift that they're bringing, and how they are blessing you, and how they literally are lifting you up to step you into that next place of awakening. For nobody does anything to us. That's impossible. It's absolutely impossible for them to be in our experience unless we invite them in. So let's see the blessings and the gifts and the spiritual awakening that every experience and every individual brings to us. That's what they're here for. That's what they're doing. And then we move into that place of gratitude. For gratitude is that openness. It's that place of us where we have no restriction. When we move into gratitude, it's a stepping stone that takes us to love. But gratitude opens us. And it's from there that we can see better and move differently. There's an exercise that we have used here at Seaside quite a bit, and it's a book actually that you can buy in the bookstore, but the exercise itself is very simple. It's called 29 Days of Gifts. And what it is about, it's about giving and receiving. Now, a lot of us as mothers, give a lot, give a lot. And we need to understand how important it is to receive. A lot of us are in a position where we're receiving a lot. There's a lot coming into us. But we need to be conscious and aware of how much, if we're giving, whether it's a giving of a smile or kindness or just giving of ourselves. Maybe it's our attention. And so the 29 days, the book is phenomenal. It's about a woman that had a healing from a terminal illness when she became aware of giving and receiving. and how powerful that is. But it's 29 days of each day you write down where you gave and where you received. And you'll see that as you bring that to be your focus of attention and awareness, as you bring that into the forefront, your life changes. You're a different individual. The other thing that brings us there, and Rick brought for you, he'll actually be in the family room afterwards. He has a box that he has collected stones from all over the world. He was telling me as we were driving down here, all over the world of different stones that are gratitude stones. And he's been collecting them for quite a while, and actually at one point he was with the Dalai Lama, and the Dalai Lama actually gave Rick his gratitude stone. The power isn't in the stone, the power is in the gratitude. As Butterworth says, and he said it really well, he said, gratitude is not a reactionary emotion, it is a causative emotion. Oftentimes we think gratitude, oh, thank you, that we're responding to something. Gratitude is not a reactionary emotion, it's a causative one. It makes a difference. So these stones, and Rick will be in the family room afterwards, you can go see him and pick a stone. He has this as a gift for you. Is there to remind you as you feel it in your pocket, or every time you reach into your change coin purse, or wherever it is that you're putting your hands frequently, you're like, oh, gratitude, it's a reminder. For it's a causative motion. When we put our focus and attention there, we stand there in it. It's powerful. And so with that also, I want to share with our Wednesday night group a passing of the torch, if you will. I've been doing the Amazing Grace service now for 10 years, and at the end of this year it'll be the completion of 10 years. I've actually been a minister for 15. I've probably done about 600, I was figuring over 600 talks and services in this period of time that I've been doing that. And it's now coming to the time where I'm going to be passing the torch. I'm going to be, the Amazing Grace service has 4 more services. It'll be completed on December 19th. We're going to have a big celebration here. And I'm going to be passing the torch to a woman that I'm very excited about. Some of you, I've had her speak when I wasn't here before. It's Reverend Sunshine Day. Can we show a picture of Reverend Sunshine? And she actually lives in Long Beach. Of all of the ministers and people that I know, this woman exudes spirituality. It's every second, it's everything out of her mouth, it's every part of her being. She exudes it. And actually, when Sunshine met Sunny already had the day part, Sunny Day. So Sunshine took the day as the last name. They've been together like 13 years. And so Sunny is a singer, a phenomenal singer. She sang here on Sundays before. And so we kind of got a little baby Michael Beckwith and a little baby Ricky Byers coming down that will be doing the service on Wednesdays. They'll be starting at the beginning of the year. They're actually going to be speaking here on a Sunday on the 30th. This Sunday, and she'll be singing and being here. I'm real excited about it from the standpoint that, number one, how anchored in spirit she is. I know she'll be a great teacher for all of us. And the other part of it is that the service will be a little bit different. It'll have a talk in it, a 20-minute talk. It'll have a meditation time, but it will have like a little finish up, like a 10-minute discussion at the end of it, where we can actually take these principles and go, well, what do you mean about that? Or how do you use that and actually have some interaction with it? So I'm really excited about it. I'm a little sad about releasing this myself. Like I said, 10 years of doing this. I've had Aria has been with us, and I was looking it up, Aria and Melanie and Jim and all of them, most of the practitioners, and David Beardsley and all of the people have been here almost the entire 10 years together with us. So we're going to have a closing of complete gratitude for the creation of this. Thank you. I know a lot of you have been here for a number of years too. So we'll be having 4 more services and be completing this. And I just want to thank you for your support and for being here on the spiritual path with me. How powerful this is to be together. I know we'll be going on and on. I'll be teaching classes. I'm here at Seaside. I'll be doing it all still too. So we'll be here for that. So it's with that we step into gratitude for what does Spirit have. You know, as we listen to our soul and we listen to our calling and we listen to our knowing, we know that there's never going backwards. There's always going forward. There's always the next step. There's always something new in creation that is happening. So I'm excited to kind of see what that is and see how we'll all dance together on that. But right now, why don't we close this by moving into that place of prayer. As we take a big step together and open our hearts and our entire being. For right here, right now, in this very moment, is a power and a presence that I call God. That power and a presence is who and what I am. There is no separation. It moves forth through and as all that I am. For it is that witness of me. It is that which witnesses. It is that which never dies and that which was never born. It is that which is at peace and joy and love. It is that which knows what to do and when to do it. It is that which is strength when I need strength. It is that which is creation when I am creating. It is that which supports me as I am moving and letting go. It is that power, that presence that is so beautiful. And so I just give great thanks to be in this path of consciousness and this path of awareness. For I know that each and every step has been guided and guarded. And so it's with the heart that is open and filled with gratitude that I stay and remain in deep gratitude for God's amazing grace. For I know it is in, through, and as each and every one of us in each and every experience. So I let it be, resisting not, and so it is. Amen. So let's turn within as we bring all of those people we love, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and nephews and nieces and cousins and our family and our friends and all of those people that we absolutely love. Let us open our heart and our whole being as we know our oneness with them. All of those that walk this planet. For God is and I am, there is no separation. That aspect of ourselves that is observing, when we're not caught up in the emotions and all the activities and things that are going on, that part of us that sits back, leans back, and witnesses, that part that asks those questions and understands, that is God. So no matter what's going on in our world, happy, sad, difficulties, prosperity, lack, illness, no matter what is going on in the outside world, nothing touches that power and presence that is God. And that power and presence is intelligence, and that power and presence calls to it everything that is necessary for its good. It calls the right people and the right solutions and the right experiences and circumstances so that we can stand in that place, taking those steps up to greater and greater expression of the truth of who and what we are. For we are always moving, always evolving, always becoming more as we listen to our soul. And life brings unto us those powerful and perfect experiences so that that expression is shared generously with those we come in contact with. So I give great thanks to understand this, to know this, and to have a place where we can worship freely, where we can experiment and know and explore spiritual truths, where we can support each other in it, and where we could be with each other when we forget. For God is and I am, and I claim it right here and right now for each and every one of us on this beautiful Thanksgiving night. May we be filled with gratitude. May we see God's amazing grace. And so it is. Amen. May you always feel the embrace of God. May your life reflect abundance and wholeness. May your heart radiate with love and joy. And may you know that your every step is guarded and guided. And may you feel, sense, and know God's amazing grace. For it is in, through, and around us always and in all ways. God bless you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Go forth in peace. Good night.